Hi, my name is Brian. My beard matches the rocks in Moab, and I'm going to show you how to do a tune-up on a 99 Triton 5.4 liter engine like you see here. These are a coil-over ignition system, which means that each cylinder has its own ignition coil. This comes with its own unique advantages and disadvantages. I'll show you what to look for when you do it. The first thing I like to do is clear everything off of each of the banks. This is bank 1 and that's bank 2. Whichever one's the furthest forward is going to be bank 1. First thing you do is you loosen this screw here and then pull off the hoses back here and here and unbuckle your air filter housing. As you do that, you'll find a little plug on the back side for your mass airflow sensor. Squeeze it like you mean it. Pull this back, pull these off, and just lay it aside. That's easy because it's staged. On this side you've got your PCV system to deal with and also this wire harness here. So I'll put this and just put the corner of it down, and then for your PCV valve you can wiggle that back and forth and pull it up, and it'll give you access to most of your coils. The plugs for these are a little bit tricky. They're on the bottom side, the release for it. If you turn it over, you can see it really easy. It's that square button right there, but when they're upside down it's a little tough. So you undo that, and then you'll have a little 8mm bolt on the back side. Pull that out, stick it in your magnet tray, and here's where it makes all the difference in the world. I take some compressed air and blow around the boot so that you get all the dirt and all the crud and everything out of there on each of them. I'll blow for each one, but I'll go down the bank first and get the majority of the dirt off. Now here's where it's time to sweat and shake and be nervous and all that kind of stuff. Just kidding. You can do it. Be confident. You take your spark plug ignition coil and you twist it back and forth. Get as much twisting as you can until you feel it pop loose. Then draw it up. What's interesting is these boots, they get stuck on the spark plug on the porcelain portion. Say that 5 times fast. And what happens is it'll tear them off, and when they're torn off, they're down in that little tube. Let me show a little light on that so you can see down the hole. If they tear off in there, don't despair. You can use a screwdriver and a pick and your blower tool and just carve them up inside of there, get all the rubber carved up, and then your spark plug socket will fit down there. But otherwise, you know, if these tear off in there, it makes it a lot harder to get the plug out. When you look at this one, you can see that it's got little cracks, and it needs to be replaced. You can buy these boots, they're about $5 a piece. Twist it just the same like you did on there. Most of the time the springs are good and the electrode's good. I wouldn't worry about it. If they do get stretched out or damaged, the new one comes with a new spring and you just press it in. They're the same this way and this way, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that this goes back in the end that's at the end. So you've got your new boot. Pay attention, you see that they're not exactly straight. You just pay attention to which way it went on. There's a little square part here that corresponds here. So this one's going to get a new boot. Like I say, they're about $5 each. So I'll set this one aside for now. You'll want to use some lubricant on the spark plug so that when this goes on, it'll come off again easily in the future. Let me go ahead and pull this plug out. When you go to pull out the plugs, sometimes these, especially when they're in a recessed hole, get moisture in them and get really stuck. So what I do, if you look at my shoulders, you can see that my shoulders are both my elbows are straight, and I grab the end of the ratchet. I can move with my whole body, and that makes for a lot of strength. Plus, I'm not bending or hitting my fingers on anything. I'm moving my whole body in a real controlled way. So that way you get a lot of leverage to break them free. You don't want to manhandle them completely. If they're really stuck, what I do is I use some PB Blaster like this. Just spray it down the hole. And when you do that, it'll break up the rust. This is a catalyzing, penetrating oil. So say it's really stuck, I'll go, get it to crack, spray it some more, let it sit for a minute, crack some other ones or whatever. And then when you go to take it out, unscrew it a little bit. If you feel drag, like it's pulling aluminum, tighten it back again, and then loosen it, and then tighten it back, loosen it a little bit further, tighten it back, and so on. Then when you pull your spark plug out, look at the thread. See, this one was rusted pretty good, but I didn't have to use any of that. You can see that there's a couple of things to see here. One of which is, see how thin the electrode is? Don't go too close or it won't focus. The electrode will get really thin on the ground strap, and that'll make your spark plug gap too big. Most of the emissions tags will tell you what your spark plug gap is. For example, if you look right here, it says spark plug gap 0.052 to 0.056. So you want to check your gap. This one is about 80 or more. It's huge. It's way past due for a tune-up. And you can see that there's stuff growing on it. That's fuel additives. If you use too much fuel additives like injector cleaner and stuff, it creates this white concrete kind of a stuff on your plugs and also on your valves. It can cause for loss of compression on your valves. So here's an old plug. We've already blown out the cylinder with air. Now I'm using a dielectric anti-corrosion sealant and odoring lubricant. This is for air conditioning, but it's the same thing, just dielectric silicone. And what it does is this will make it so that it'll be lubricated such that it will come off easy in the future. I also take a little anti-seize compound and put a little dot. I try to aim it at the bottom, and that way as I spin this, it goes all the way around and all the way down. So I'll take that, I'll put it in my spark plug socket. You can also use like a 3/8 fuel line. I like to use this because there's no sponginess. Like with rubber, it'll twist a little, and that'll protect you if you're starting out, if you're just learning to do this. But I like to use good old metal because I can feel it, you know, in real time what's going on. The other thing about the hose is you want to have a hose that you use specifically for that. When you pull my hose, it comes in a spool, and so when you put it on your plug, it's kind of curved, and that drives me crazy. I hate that. So you want to put it out in the sun and get it so that it's straight, so that it does a good job. You want to be careful when you put this in because this gap needs to be maintained. This is a platinum spark plug, which is good for this application because they last longer. It'll save you on labor in the long run. So we'll go ahead and we'll put that down the hole and just thread it in. When you torque these down, you don't want to be ripping out the aluminum threads. Usually what I'll do is torque them down until they stop, and then I'll go just a hair more. You can feel them really stop and bind down, and then just go like from the end of this, maybe a 1/4 inch or less, and then pull it out. I've got my new ignition coil boot on there, and so is that right? It is. So I'll take that and I'll just kind of wiggle it down on there. I'll just kind of shake it as it goes down. Line up your bolt hole, plug it in, and put your bolt in, and then do it again 7 more times, you know, going down the line. If there's anything that you need to get out of the way that's blocking you, sometimes it's a lot faster to just undo whatever it is and pull it out. If you're not sure what it is, maybe you can ask in a comment or something. But with a fuel rail, fuel rails aren't too bad to pull out even on these. Just when you go to put them back together, blow them out, make sure that no dirt or rocks or anything get down into the intake. They'll tear up your piston rings and your valves won't seat. But basically when you go to put the injectors back in, say you do pull them out, make sure to use Windex or silicone, spray silicone on the O-rings when you seat them back down in there. And it's better to pull them out of the manifold and risk a vacuum leak than to pull them out of the fuel rail itself and risk a fuel leak, because there's more pressure there. So, well, I hope you like my video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you like videos like this, click subscribe. It's a gray button above, or click add to down arrow favorites, and you can reference it later, be able to find it. Thanks for watching my video. Like I say, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.